Hello my beady friends, this is Gail Nettles with Beaded Jewelry Diva, and today we are going to talk about seed bead shapes. Now these technically I guess aren't really seed beads because seed beads are generally the round beads, but we're going to go ahead and talk about a lot of these because they're used very similarly to seed beads. For example, we use them in bead weaving. So let's sit back and take a journey onto the various different shapes of the seed beads. And boy, have they evolved throughout the years. Real quick, here's a recap. These are traditional round seed beads. I do have a video on talking about the different sizes and colors and finishes. But those are the rounds. These are the delicas. And then it comes to the bugles, and again these are handled in with the round seed beads in my other video. So now that we've taken care of them, let's talk about some of the other shapes. First one I'm going to go for is the peanut or berry bead. Now they're both shaped a lot alike. They're both kind of like a bone shape or a peanut shape, as you can see. But the difference is, I think it's the berry that's just ever so slightly bigger than the peanut. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. Now, they're obviously thicker, so if you take a look at a regular set of seed beads against these, this is a much thicker, and it has a wonderful nubby texture to it. This is one of those ones that I could sit here all day and fondle the beads. It feels so good in a peyote stitch. So these are the peanut beads. They're really good for things like peyote. I imagine brick stitch maybe. I've done these in right angle weave, but if you're going to do it in right angle weave, you almost have to do like a 3-drop. Because otherwise it just gets way too crowded and way too thick and you have no movability to it. So these are the peanuts, also known as berry beads, and it's just a matter of which size you want to use. Okay, next up let's go with the cube beads. Here's some examples of cube beads. Now these are a 4mm. I believe you can also get these in 3mm and I want to say 1.5mm. And that is, for the most part, the long side, or the longest side. Now these are called cubes, but they're really closer to, rectangles. These are a lot of fun to use. They make a great peyote, as you can see, because they're nice and interlocking. They're pretty regular in shape. I will say that if you get the etched ones like these, the matte, sometimes you will find that they're a little bit more irregular than if you get plain old opaque. And I think that's because the process that they have to use for the etching kind of maybe messes up the corners a little bit. I guess that's about the only way to put it. But they're still good, they're still useful for things like peyote, brick stitch. I've never really tried these in right angle weave. It doesn't really appeal to me, but I guess you could, but it's kind of like the delicas. The square shape doesn't lend itself really well to right angle weave. But you could also use these in herringbone. Okay, next one I want to talk about are triangles. Let's see if I can get these a little bit closer so you can see the different texture that these have. Now these are size 8 triangles. These are the Toho triangles, which have a much sharper angle. And let's see if we can see that really well. So you can see how very triangular these are. Right beside it are probably size 10 triangles from Miyuki. You can see that they're much softer, much more rounded. These again are the size 11s of the Tohos and some more of the probably size 11s or 10s of the Miyukis. Now these, I particularly like the Toho size 8 a whole lot better than I like anything else of these, because for one, you can see the wonderful texture very well, and these feel so neat when you rub your hands across it. There's just a very slight texture, but triangle beads I think are really underutilized. They're perfect for peyote. And I also love to use these in bead embroidery. They make a great texture on bead embroidery. So you can tell I like fondling these too. What can I say? I'm the bead fondler. Okay, these are triangles. And again, you can see how they get their name from their triangular shape. Oh, and here's some more triangles, and these are a silver-lined, very green chartreuse. And I think these again are Tohos. Similar, these are Tila beads or Tila beads. I've heard it pronounced two ways. These are from Miyuki, and these are very flat beads. They're two-holed beads. So they have two holes on one hole on either side. I like these, but I'm not real crazy about them because, for one, they're so very expensive. So it takes me, I don't know, quite a bit of them just to make a simple bracelet or something. So I tend to not use them a lot because to me they're a lot more expensive. But you can see this wonderful mother of pearl effect. And you can see that they're very nice. They have a very subtle, like a line down either side of it where the bead holes are, and it makes for a very, very subtle look. I like these. Like I said, I like them. I just don't use them that much. And yeah, I'd say try them. Now, they also have something called a half Tila / Tila, and they are like half the width, but they still have the two holes. So that's something. I haven't tried those yet because they don't yet appeal to me, but what can I say? So it's like half this way because there are the two holes. Okay, so that's another, or the first of the two-hole beads. So let's talk about these. These are cubes. They're come out of the Czech Republic. They're squares, two holes, and they're thicker than the Tilas / Tilas. You can see how the difference is on the thickness. As far as size, you can see that the Czech beads are just a little bit bigger. I think these are like 5 millimeters, and these are like 6 millimeters in the square, and then of course they're probably about double the thickness. These are a lot of fun to use. They make a wonderful bracelet. Gotta love the colors. Now they come in all kinds of colors. It's not just these neons, but they're a lot of fun. I use them in stringing. I use them somewhat in peyote, but the thing you gotta watch out for, and actually what you have to watch out for on a lot of these two-hole beads, is when you do it in peyote, they can get kind of loose. As you can see, like the ends are kind of loose. A lot of times I have to go back and snake through the work again just to firm things up. But you know, that's really not a big deal, and it, you know, what can I say, it makes your work more secure anyway. So I use these a lot in bead embroidery, and every so often I go ahead and make like earrings or something. I mean, these make fun earrings if you think about it, and then hang something off the end of it and hang this end on the earring. Yeah, they're bright, cheerful, what can I say? These are a lot of fun. But I will say I mostly use these in bead embroidery. Okay, let's talk about another of the two-hole beads. These are the SuperDuos. Yay! Now I have a few SuperDuo videos that you can check out, and it's how to use these wonderful, wonderful beads. They are 2-holed, as you can see. They go great in peyote. I mean, I love the texture of these. And I did have one loyal viewer who asked me to do a video on the peyote ring. I have not forgotten. I'm getting to it. As you can tell, I was just starting to try it when I made this one. So anyway, SuperDuos, they're great. Now there's something also called a Super Uno, which only has one of these holes. So if you can see it a little bit better, here are the 2 holes. The Super Uno has only one of the holes. And I swear it's because when these come out, I won't say half the time, but there's a fairly good portion of them that only come out with one hole clear and then the other one is just gummed up. I bet you someone decided, well, gee, let's not go ahead and throw away all those beads with one hole gummed up and one hole good. Let's sell them as Super Unos. So, yeah, well, what can I say? Anyway, these are great. I love to use these in right angle weave. They're a lot of fun used that way. It takes a little bit of extra to do them in right angle weave because of the 2 holes, but I'll have to do a video on that sometime just to show you the right angle weave for these guys. Actually, come to think of it, I think I may have a video. Oh, I don't remember. But anyway, if I don't, I'll go ahead and do one. So these are the SuperDuos. Again, they're wonderful for peyote, and also they are absolutely fantastic for herringbone. Absolutely wonderful. And I'll show you an example. After I go through all these beads, I'll show you a couple of examples made with some of these shaped beads. Okay, here's something. This is also from the Czech Republic. These are called Rula Beads. Now, as you can see, they're like little, I want to call them little tubes. They do have 2 holes. So they have 2 holes like the SuperDuos, but these are just, like I said, tubes. They're just round. 2 holes on the side. I love the colors. Now, keep in mind that the SuperDuos also come in wonderful colors like this too. But I love the colors, the way these look like in peyote. I mean, you could just do a bracelet in this and it would just be utterly fantastic. I mean, even just using one color of the Rula beads with all this marbling and everything, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, Rula beads, I have tried using these with right angle weave, and I've tried using these with herringbone. I haven't had quite as much success as I have with the SuperDuos, but I've still been able to do it, and I'll have to do a video on how to use these. Maybe I'll just do a peyote one. There is a little bit of a trick when doing peyote with the 2-hole beads. And I must say that I did it the wrong way several times before I accidentally hit on, oh gee, this is the right way to do it and it makes life so much easier. So I'll have to do a video. Maybe I'll do it with these beads. Okay, next we also have bricks. Now these are very, very similar to the Rullas. But let me see if we can see it really well. The bricks are brick shaped. I mean, they're not round. Let's see if we can see it well on this one. It's difficult to see with the black. I apologize. I couldn't find any of my other colors. But these are little bricks, 2 holes again, very similar to the Rullas. Maybe a little bit, well, I guess they're about the same size, but they're thinner. These are used basically the same way that you'd use the Rullas. You can use them in peyote. As you can see, I had a little bit of a challenge with the peyote because both ends wanted to flip up on me, but I'm sure I can figure that one out. Just give me a little bit of time. But yeah, I haven't tried using these very much, to be real honest. I only have like 10 grams or maybe 20 grams of this. So I haven't really played with it yet because I've been having too much fun with these guys. So yeah, I'll try to do a video for these. I'll try to do something other than maybe peyote, since I'm going to do this one peyote. Next we're going to talk about the drop beads, or the fringe beads. First we're going to talk about the daggers. Here are some daggers. I believe these size are 15 by 7s. 15 meaning 15 millimeters by 7 millimeters across at the widest part. So these make great fringe dangles. As seen from the side, you can see that they're wider at the top and then they narrow so they're thin at the bottom. So we've got these daggers, then we've got a slightly smaller dagger. I want to say these are 9 by 4s, something like that. Anyway, if I can remember it, I will go ahead and flash up the sizes, but these are basically smaller daggers. They're a lot of fun to use. Okay, next are the Magatama beads. These are come to us out of Japan. They have an unusual shape. So they have like a little bit, let's see if I can get this up closer. They have kind of an angled shape. Their hole is low on one side and high on the other side. So that's the high side, and this is the low side. And like I said, they kind of have an angular shape. They're a lot of fun to use. I've used them in some of my projects, and I will show you a quick example when I'm done with this, and we'll talk about real quickly how to use some of these beads, but these are great fringe beads. Next are the Rula beads. These come to us out of the Czech Republic. One side tends to be like metallic colored, and the other side is some sort of special effect covered by clear. That is what the majority of the colors seem to be, although I haven't shopped for Rizos lately, so they may have new ones out. The jury's still out as far as I'm concerned on the Rizos. I haven't been horribly excited by them, but I probably just need to play with them, just to see their potential. But these are, they only have one hole, unlike a lot of the beads coming out of the Czech Republic these days. These are one hole. So these are Rizos. When you think of Rizos, think of rice, because they're kind of shaped like a grain of rice. Next are the drop beads. These are there are two main sizes of the drop beads. This one is I think it's 3.4 millimeter size. Let's see if we can get a good idea of how big these are. These really are. But these are the 3 by 4 millimeter size, so these are the bigger ones. What I have here is a blue lined clear AB, I think. So they have a little bit of color at the very bottom, and then the color is magnified by the clear overlay. So these are a lot of fun. You can see what they look like in relationship to size 11 seed beads. And then we have let's see, these are the 2.8 millimeters size for the drop beads. So these are a lot smaller, as you can see. And they're still a lot of fun to use. You can see how big they are in relationship to size 11 seed beads. So the proportion is pretty right, I guess, for a size 11 or a size 15. These could go for a size 11 or size 8s. Here are a bunch of, gosh, I think these are actually size 6 seed beads, and these are size 8 seed beads. So you can see the general proportions. So these are the main kinds of the fringe beads, of the shaped beads. Now let me show you a few quick projects that I have made using the shaped beads. This one was made from the Tila Beads, however you pronounce them, beads. So I did these actually in a right angle weave. It was a little bit difficult, and this is a little bit stiff to work with, but it came out kind of nice. I like it. So there's this one with the Tila beads. This one I made it, oh, I don't know how many years ago, but I made these with the Q beads. And I made this is a flat spiral. So this is wonderful to use with a flat spiral. I did 2 rows of them and joined them together. If I get around to it, I'll do a video on how to do at least a little portion of this so you can get an idea. But these are the Q beads used in here. I have this video with the SuperDuo beads, and this is a peyote stitch, so you can see my video on these. But this is the SuperDuos, and this is a wonderful way to use them with peyote. I have some other SuperDuos. These are done in the herringbone style. So this is, like I said, the SuperDuos are great for herringbone because see how they fit together? It's just amazing. So I love using SuperDuos for herringbones. Here is a bracelet I made quite some time ago using the triangles. So the triangles are all down the center. So this one is so nice to wear. I mean, it just feels great, and of course you can see how flexible it is. Wonderful. And yeah, that's the triangle beads. Then we can't leave out the fringes, so I told you I would show you something made with the fringe beads like this, and these are a lot of fun. So here you see the megatamas, and they are used for the fringe on this, and yes, I have a video on this one as well. So there you go, some ideas for different kinds and shapes of seed beads, things you can do with these different seed beads. I urge you to explore, try different things. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about beading. We have a ton of beautiful beads and shapes and colors and everything to work with. And the best way to learn is to just play. play, and play some more. So this is Gail Nettles, Beaded Jewelry Diva. If you've enjoyed this, I hope you'll go ahead and like this video. And please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. And I will see you later. Meanwhile, happy beading. Yay! Bye.